Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And I'm Ken Kerrigan.
Yes, we got the favorite people in the building. We got Joe as our board op. Say hello, Joe. He's actually mute. He doesn't talk. Just kidding. Just kidding. And then it's just the three of us today. Really happy to be here. Every Sunday at 4 o'clock, you are listening to Whatever Works. This is the show where we talk about anything you want. We used to stay away from politics, but we get into it sometimes. We used to stay away.
We get into it.
Yeah, we used to stay away from religion, but that never stopped us. So this show is literally about whatever works. So every Sunday we have a new guest, a new topic, new categories, new fun, all just on a good Sunday. So if you guys are driving, turn us up. We got Ken here, who he didn't want us to ask him any technical questions, but he's been having a hard time sleeping lately, and I feel like we all have. I know I have. It's been rough. What about you? Been sleeping good, Kyle?
Yeah.
He sleeps like a bear.
Well, if anyone is sleeping good, please call in at this number.
And let us know how.
Let us know how.
Yeah, what's the number, Kyle?
It is 909-383-1000. That is 909-383-1000.
Yeah, if you guys want to chime in and talk about your Thanksgiving, how bad it was, how good it was, anything new, please do. That's the number.
The family member T.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And before, and you know what? You don't even have to say your name on the radio. So if you just want to let something out.
If you want to let something out.
And
Tell us a tea. We love tea.
We're not British, but
No. The cheese man. Is that better?
yeah, that's pretty good. But before we get started on just chit-chatting here for the next hour, we are going to do a shout-out to our sponsors.
SNJRadio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel good music. And Clash City Entertainment, your local stop for shows.
Yes, and you guys have an upcoming show when?
We don't know.
What happened to the one that was coming up?
That happened.
Oh, it already happened?
Yeah, it already happened.
Oh, man, I missed out. How'd it go?
It went really well.
Yeah, big crowd?
Yeah, it was decent. But we did work out a deal with that venue, so we will do shows after the first of the year.
Wow, check that out, guys.
Yeah.
There you go. Clash
So-
City Station. Is it
Stay
Station?
tuned. Yeah, Clash City Entertainment.
Entertainment. My apologies. Yeah, if you guys want to book any shows, if you guys are in a band, artist, or you don't want to get your name out there, that's definitely a way to do it. You can also do it here on our show. If you guys want to be a guest, you can always contact us. Hit us up on email or Instagram. You just look up KCAA Whatever Works, and we should be there. Just hit up in our DMs. We don't have like a business DM, so you can really just message us. You don't have to go through the whole whoop-de-whoop, loop-de-loop type stuff.
We're also looking for sponsors.
Yes, some more sponsors, you guys. This is a great time. Look, let me tell you guys something. When everyone's on the freeway, okay, especially during the holidays, we have a potential to reach over 5 million people. And the reason for that, Joe, don't look at me. And the reason for that is our coverage. You know, we are here in San Bernardino, but it is basically the AM, 1050 AM covers, you know, Redland, San Bernardino, all the way over to almost Catalina. It stops midway.
Quite.
Yeah, right dead in the water.
If you're fishing on the way to
yeah, if
Catalina,
you're fishing,
you'll be able to hear us.
Yeah,
Believe it or not.
So if anyone is fishing right now and is listening to the radio, call in. Let us know what you guys are trying to catch, and I can give you some tips, some pointers. No, I'm just kidding. Also, it is an FM too, so we got 2 radio frequencies, and you know, people say that radio is dead, but the ones that are listening to us, you're not dead. You're still alive, right?
Yep.
Right.
We have listeners now. So
Yeah.
if you guys have a business, if you guys have a book or anything that you want to promote, you know, you can do a sponsor. You can, you know, do advertising, wherever you want.
Yeah.
But make sure it's on this show because this is the best show. This is whatever works, right?
Yeah.
This is whatever works.
So, and then one more shout out to West Coast Solar Cleaning. Here in the West Coast, they do solar cleaning, help maintaining your solars, giving you the best energy and the best prices, saving you money. So give them a call. You can call them at 909-769-6220. That's 909-769-6220. They clean solar panels. They keep a log for you guys. So if you guys call warranty, you have documentations of you maintaining your solar panels, saving you money, saving you energy. So those are our sponsors. We are going to be talking about a couple things, but it's going to be a little random here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go co-host by co-host on categories today, and then just kind of break off from there. And then also we have a guy who loves handing us notes if he wants to give us a topic. No,
All right,
Joe's
so for our
over
first
today.
topic is love notes. I was kidding.
I do want to bring up something.
Okay.
Something that I learned this weekend, and we'll jump to like Thanksgiving and Black Friday, all the good topics, all the good stuff today. But
Yeah.
so you know how everyone talks about like, oh, you know, when we were younger, like time was like really slow, and then like the older you get, time just seems to be going by really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that, Ken?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So my brother, he is studying to be an EMT, and he learned a thing or two.
Who,
Yeah.
Jesse?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know who my brother is, he is my middle brother, older than I am. I'm the youngest out of the three. He's a machine gunner in the Marine Corps. He's a sergeant.
He has a killer morning routine.
Killer. I mean,
It's-
people die. No, I'm just kidding. So anyways, he's coming out of the military. He's transferring to be an EMT. What a guy, dude. So he learned a little something, and it's about what this effect is, or like why we feel like this and how this all happens. And so basically when you're younger, you know, time seems to be really long and super slow, and then the older you get, it seems like time's going by really fast, right?
Right.
And this is why this happens. So there are two sides of the spectrum. There's nostalgic, and then there's nobility. All right.
Okay.
Nobility is to experience something new. And basically, this is the rundown, you guys. When we're really young, especially when we're kids,
Uh-huh.
we don't have a lot of experience in life.
Right.
So almost every day is something new.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And what happens is when you are learning something new, or let's say you take a different route to work, or whatever the case may be, if you're learning something new or experiencing something new, your brain literally slows down time to process what's going on, what's happening,
That makes a lot of sense.
right? But as we get older, we stick to a routine. So now your neurons start to make the fastest pathway possible,
Right.
which is why we think, oh, time is just flying by, because our brains figured it out, and boom, 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 boom.
Uh-huh.
But when you learn something new, your brain slows everything down to process it.
Okay.
So if you want to slow down time, every day learn something new. You know,
Okay.
do something new, do something different.
Okay.
And I think that's really cool because, you know, as a kid, like the summer just felt so, like summertime or as a kid felt so long, you know?
Yeah.
And so we did something new every day. You know, we
True.
experienced something new every day. We're in this like awe stage in life. But as
Okay.
we get older, we stick to a routine, and we stick to that routine because it works best for us. But then, you know, 1 week flies, a month flies, a whole year just passes by because we're just stuck on the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you guys want to
Makes
slow
sense.
time down, do something new. Learn
something
something
new.
new.
Learn
Be
something
someone new.
I
you
think
know?
I'm going to take up underwater basket weaving.
Shut up. dude. I don't even think that's a thing, dude. You can
Believe it
start
or not,
though.
it is.
Yeah. What?
Believe it or not, it is.
Underwater basketball.
Yeah, you can take it at some colleges. Dad knows.
I took bowling
It's
when I was in college.
a little different, but we're on the same track.
Yeah.
Just doing random things.
My
Yeah.
brain is just.
That's funny. No, I'm sure you guys had to go like drive to a bowling alley. You didn't have a bowling alley at school, right?
No, but we had classes to teach you the different. I'm not sure.
Like, did they teach you how to like spin? And,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
geometry of the ball. You know,
Do it all on the whiteboard, the chalkboard.
Yeah, I had a friend. In fact, Damon used to bowl with my left. I'm a left-handed person, and Damon used to bowl with my left-handed ball, and he'd do really good.
Oh, okay.
So
What's the difference between a left-handed ball and a right-handed ball?
well, it has to do with the drilling. It's in the middle of the bowling ball. It's like a pyramid,
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a 2 and
It's a
then
weight.
1. Oh, okay.
and so they find the center of that weight, and whether you're righty or lefty, that's where the thumb starts. And
Is
then-
that why some balls feel weird? Like when you pick it up, you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
the exact same ball, but it feels weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's drilled for your hand too. Once you start bowling.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, you were just talking about like weight distribution, you know, with the holes and stuff. The other night, I rearranged my room,
Uh-huh.
and I have this fish tank full of water, and I don't know what got into me. It was like I was moving furniture around at like 2:00 in the morning, and I was trying to like make sure not to wake up Mark, you know, and I'm trying to be as slow as I can. I have a really bad leg, and like I really shouldn't have been doing that. But talking about weight distribution, my fish tank was on the very end of my dresser, okay, filled with water, fish, and all that stuff. But it's 2 a.m. I'm not gonna like try to like siphon the water out of the tank and like do all this stuff, right? So I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna move my dresser with the fish tank on it. But it was at the end of the dresser, and I couldn't. It was so heavy. It was like those really long dressers, you know, that have like 9 different drawers. And because the fish tank was at the very end, I couldn't pull it. And we're on carpet too. So I'm like pulling and tugging on it. I couldn't even move it a single inch. And then for whatever reason, I was like, weight distribution. So then I like slid the tank. I felt so bad for my fish. I moved the tank towards the center of the dresser, and I was able to actually drag the dresser around my room.
There you go.
I was like, dude, I feel like a genius right now. You know?
Sometimes
It's more like common sense, but
Yeah.
I was just like, and it's weird. So I have this thing. I don't believe everything I'm told, all right? But sometimes I go with the flow.
Yeah.
You know, some people say like, oh, when you go over railroad tracks, you like lift your feet up, you know, for like good luck or something.
heard that.
You know, things like that. Someone told me that, so, you know, we're all made out of like electricity and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there's a North Pole and a South Pole
Yeah.
of the Earth, and it's kind of like 2 ends of a battery. And we are the batteries, you know, like we have our positive side, which is our head, and our negative side, which is our feet.
Yeah.
And it's like, for the best sleep, you don't want to be sleeping like east and west. You
It's
know,
north to south
you
is
want
what I
your
heard.
head facing north or south. I don't know which one it is, but like
It's
kind of like
north.
if you're plugging in a battery, right? And so I always have my bed facing north or south, you know. And I rearranged my room, and I had my bed by the window to allow sunlight in, but I was facing east and west. And I just had a hard time sleeping. Like I really just couldn't sleep. I was like, "What is it? Because I moved the bed? Is it just like different? Whatever the case may be." So I'm laying there. It was like midnight. Couldn't sleep, and I was like, "What do I do?" So I was like, "I'm just gonna move my bed back, you know." But I also have this thing where like if I'm stressed or if I'm depressed, okay, and I want to change, you know, change my environment, my surroundings, I will literally change my room. I'll just move everything around. And I feel better after, right?
Yeah.
And so I moved my bed back, and I was like, all right, now I just started moving everything. And it was like 2 a.m., and I'm trying to be quiet. I'm like crawling over my bed because I have like stuff all over the room.
Yeah.
And I was almost finished. And then this big old mirror just like tipped over to its side, just like hit the wall. And I was like standing there, and Mark's like, Sam, you awake? And I was like, yeah. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is Ashley with you? Ashley, he thought me and Ashley were like getting it on at like 2 a.m. He thought Ashley snuck
is
in.
that what it was?
Yes, he thought Ashley snuck into the house, and we, you know, and then he knocked on the door. He's like, are you by yourself? I was like, yeah. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm just rearranging my room. And he was like, can I come in? I was like, well, right now there's like a box in front of the door. Like, just give me a minute, you know. And I opened the door, and he's looking at my room and he's looking at me and he's laughing. He's like, what's going on? Like, cause I'm limping around the house. I can barely like work, you know, I'm doing all this
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm moving this heavy dresser around, you know, TV. And he was like, what's gotten into you? I was like, I took some painkillers. And he was like, shouldn't that make you like go to sleep? And I was like, well, you know, if you like, usually if you're laying down and take painkillers, you'll pass out. But if you're moving while you take painkillers, you start just doing random stuff. And I decided to rearrange my whole room. And yeah, crazy thing. So now my room's a little more like feng shui, you know?
Yeah.
I have everything like vertical and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just a little more comfortable for me. So
Right.
I also got a bigger fish tank. I think I got like a 30-gallon fish tank
Oh,
compared
that's
to
a
like a
good size.
10-gallon fish tank. Yeah, I felt bad for my fish because they're always like nip at each other, and like they're just like in the small little tank. So I got them a much bigger tank.
They've been
And-
happier.
Yeah, they have their own space. They're pretty happy. So
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the story of my life.
Yeah, my room is dump spray.
Dump spray?
Yeah,
What-
it's a dump. I don't know which way my bed is facing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of.
Well, I mean, like even with me, like I can't even sleep still nowadays.
Yeah.
Like last night, I was like, I usually sleep on my back, and I trained myself to do that because when I was a little kid, if I slept on my stomach, I get like acne on my face. So I was like, all right. So I started sleeping on my back. I don't know. Some people can't do that. And then last night I was like, okay, I can't sleep on my back. I'm gonna sleep on my stomach. Couldn't do that. And then I laid on the floor, and because I have a bad leg, I had my foot up on the bed, you know. And that was probably the most comfortable position. And then for a while, just like I just still can't sleep, so I went back to the on my bed and stuff. And I don't know, having a hard time sleeping. I know you're having a hard time
Oh,
sleeping.
big time.
And Kyle, you're doing
It's,
okay.
it's decent.
It's
He's not-
I don't want to like, you know.
I mean, it's not as good as it's supposed to be, but
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we talked about this before. Like, the best thing to do is, like, fatigue is the best pillow, you know?
yeah, I'm
And-
fatigued every day.
Yeah. So it's like, if you're out working the whole time, if you're using your head mentally and physically and just everything, like, if you are super tired mentally and physically, you will go to sleep, you know? You will be
Yeah.
tired. But it doesn't help when, you know, people are, like, yelling and screaming. My lady, she gets mad because she works late and she comes home at like 2 or 3 at 8 a.m. like clockwork. Her mom's vacuuming, you know, and she gets mad and she's like, Grandma, like, just wait until like noon, you know. But she can't do that. She ain't gonna wait until that, you know. So she always complains about how she can't sleep, and I don't know. Sleeping is a big thing, but you know, my biggest thing is if I sleep too much. You know,
Yeah.
I don't like sleeping too much, and that's
I
like
feel like
my-
it's worse almost.
it is. It's so much worse. And then I feel like, you know, someone told me like, hey, you know, do what you want to do in the morning, because if you try to say, oh, I'm gonna do everything later in the evening, like you're screwed, because life is gonna be like, hey, I need you this, or you have to do this or do that, and it's like you don't have time for yourself later or during the day. So
Right.
it has to be early in the morning. Because you can promise yourself, I'm gonna go to the gym 7 p.m. But then something's gonna come up, you know, someone's gonna call you, or like something's gonna happen. It's like, well, I didn't make it to the gym, so still trying to figure out a whole routine here.
Yeah, it's because most people are sleeping in the morning. They're not going to bother you.
It's very quiet, you know. When I was living with my best friend in Redlands, we had a really good routine because we are polar opposite. Like, seriously, polar opposite, but we just yin yang, you know. And like, he takes showers in the morning. I take showers at night.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I'm
just
the
like
same
my
way.
thing. I was like, why would you? You know, I mean, I get it morning sometimes, but like, you don't take a shower before you go to bed. You know, you're sleeping, whatever. And then he loves waking up early. I don't. So like, he has his morning very peaceful. You know, and then I wake up later, and then he goes to bed early. I'm up at night. So like, we just had this thing, and it worked really well.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just like that's the cool thing about it. But I don't live with him anymore. I you know, obviously I live with Mark, and he's a really good roommate as well. So I've actually been very blessed to have really good roommates.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have anyone that had to like. I had one roommate where I told Timmy, I was like, Timmy, what's your 6-month plan, bro? Because clock's ticking. I'm trying to get out of here as soon, like ASAP. And he was like, oh, nothing. Like, he didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, his plan was crash with us.
Yeah, he showed up at my house.
you know, and so yeah, that's when I went homeless for 2 weeks, because I just like, for one, I was stubborn and had too much pride to like go back to my parents, but I just couldn't stand the other guy either. You know, this ain't the most recent one. This is when we were first like 18, 19, living over in like Myrtlewood.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
But it was just one day I was like, Timmy, you gotta plan ahead, bro, because you know, you're either coming with me or you're not. And I didn't even plan ahead. It was just like
That was that house across the street from the church, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
it was actually a really cool house. It was
It was a big house,
a big house. It was like,
but the backyard was nice too.
yeah, it was 3 bedrooms, a living room, a dining room, kitchen, pool, jacuzzi, nice little green area. We were paying like $300 a month for the 3 of us.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, had an office. It was really nice, but it wasn't worth it when it comes to like being respected, you know, and like just the whole nine.
Yeah.
Like, you can live in the best place in the world, but if you have the worst people around you, it can still be
Sure.
hell, you know.
I remember there was a big party. It was a 4th of July party. I don't know if you remember that.
No,
It was at that house.
it was a fun time, huh?
Oh, it was bad.
It was bad.
It was good, but it was a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, no, a lot of. Oh, I do remember that actually.
It was supposed to be like 40 people, and then like 400 people showed up.
Yeah, no, it was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever had like parties like that, Ken?
Yeah, I rented a house one time at the beach, and it didn't matter. House at the beach is going to be hundreds people. Wake up in the morning, laying everywhere.
It's a house on the beach.
Yeah. People just show up, you know.
Pass out in the front
yeah,
doorstep.
yeah, everywhere. There'd be 100 people laying on the floor,
Yeah.
you know. It was bad.
I used to try to make that happen, you know. Now I don't
No,
I don't even want to do that anymore.
No.
I want my quiet.
Yeah. It's crazy how that comes to. Well, I wouldn't say everyone gets to that point, you know. Like, some people can still, you know, be like 30, 40 and still want to party hard and like, you know, get all wild up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they just haven't gotten out of their system yet. They didn't experience enough, or like, you know, or they just want to. They feel like they're gonna miss out or miss their, you know, they don't want to move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of the times, you know, a lot of our friends have kids
Yeah.
and families now and married.
Yeah.
So it's like the same person that like you saw dive through a table 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if my wife can let me come to this party. And you're
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? You just dove through a table.
Not that long ago. Like,
Not that long
my
ago.
Snapchat said flashback.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like 5 years ago. So I can't have kids. I was like, what?
Yeah, it changes them.
Yeah.
You know, and I think about it too. It's like, your life doesn't end just because you have kids,
Right.
but it definitely does change.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And if you don't sacrifice your life for your kids, if you don't give everything up for your kids, then like, you shouldn't have kids in the first place.
Right.
Yeah,
You know.
that's what I did. You know, I drank pretty heavy when I was young, and then as soon as the kids come up, that was it. I pretty much stopped drinking.
Really.
I have a beer here and there, you know, somebody come over, bring a beer, but that was it. I mean, but I worked a lot. I worked 12 hours in one job and then 6 to 8 hours in the other job. So I was working 18 hours a day, you know.
If I want a beer, I'm gonna drink a beer. Huh? Some people are like that, you know.
Yeah.
Ever since my leg been acting up and stuff, like, I haven't drank, which is like crazy because when I go to the doctors, they ask like, "Oh, do you drink?" And at that time, I'll say yes, and they say how often. I'm like, well, you know, socially. But if when I stopped to think about it, I was like, dude, I would drink at least once or twice a week, whether it's just like one drink or like going out. I was like, holy crap, I was drinking more than I thought, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, I haven't drank anything. Fantastic, great. I'm all for it. I'm motivated, you know? Thanksgiving, I'm at Chef Dylan's house,
Yeah.
and I know Chef Dylan doesn't even drink wine or anything like that, you know? And his house is kind of like that type, so I didn't think they would have spiked punch, you know? And so I pour myself some, I'm sitting down, I'm eating, I'm drinking. I was like, well, it's a little tangy, you know. And I was like, hey,
Tastes a little bit
mom.
like vodka.
Yeah, I was like, mom, is this punch like spiked? And she's like, what? She tasted it. She was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, maybe it's like grape.
There's no way your mom didn't notice.
You know? Yeah. I was like, maybe it's like grapefruit or something. She's like, yeah. And she asked, Jenny, and she was like, oh, no. She's like, no. And I was like, oh, all right. And I didn't even drink the whole thing, but I find out that it was spiked. And I was like, no one knew that it was spiked? I was like, how do you guys
Someone
not?
just trying to drug the whole house.
Yeah. I was like, what is going on? You know? And it just made my leg hurt just so much worse.
Yeah.
But I was on a good roll. I was like, man, I'm not drinking anything. Like when you and I went out, I had like club soda with 2 limes. I was
Yeah.
like, cool, you know, like I can do this. And then, not saying it like ruined my momentum or anything, because I'm still not going to drink. But I was just kind of like, dang, you know. I almost said the D word.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
Stop pushing that button.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, though, how was you guys' Thanksgiving?
Well, mine was a lot better than his.
Mine was terrible. I slept.
You slept?
Tried to.
Oh, you tried.
Because I
to.
got home Wednesday night.
He got home Wednesday night at like 8 p.m.
So Thursday, Kyle says, hey, you ready to go to his friend's house? I said, I can't go. I'm just not feeling up to it. So I had carnitas and bean burritos. Carnita, bean, and cheese burritos
Nice.
for Thanksgiving. But then that night, Kyle brought some food home, and my friends from church brought some turkey over. So I had turkey that night.
Yeah, that's good.
But all day I didn't really do anything.
What about you?
So I was at Dylan's house in the morning.
Dylan Bishop?
Yeah, Dylan Bishop. He was our guest like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so
It's already been a month?
Or like 3 weeks actually.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month. But anyway, I was at his house. We ate like around 3, and then I went over to Amanda's house. Yeah, and it's one of my best friends from high school, Isaiah. When he left the military, he moved. I kind of got adopted into that family, and so I spend most holidays with them.
Oh, cool.
So we had 2 Thanksgivings.
I had 2.
He didn't get home, I don't know, what, 10:30,
It was like 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys, like, what's your guys' tradition, like, food that you guys make on Thanksgiving? Like, do you make anything specifically?
Yeah, like we call it shells and cheese as a family recipe. So it's a specific mac and cheese recipe. that we
Shells
make.
and cheese. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who makes it?
Usually my mom, but if she doesn't feel it, I know the recipe by heart, so I can do it.
Nice.
I've done it before for Thanksgiving, and
Yeah, he's cooking the turkey tonight.
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm cooking a small like turkey breast tonight.
Yeah, just a breast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Small breast.
Yeah, for the first time, I went to a Friendsgiving, and they're like, I told them, I was like, should I bring anything? They're like, no, just come by yourself. I was like, I want to bring something, you know, whether it's like dessert or whatever. And then they were like, oh, you can bring green bean casserole. I was like, okay, I'd never made green bean casserole before.
It's
Yeah.
not that hard to make.
No, it's
that hard
not.
to make.
But I did a pretty good job. I thought it was a little too salty, personally, but everyone loved it. I
Yeah.
know everyone loved it because there's only like maybe a scoop left out of like this whole tray, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you add like the crushed onions on top?
Crushed onions, bacon. I cut up some mushrooms in there,
Yeah.
you know. And it's funny, as someone was telling me, they're like, if you were not born and raised, but if you're used to eating like canned green beans, you know, and someone makes green bean casserole using like just raw green
Fresh.
beans, yeah, you know, they still prefer the canned green beans just because that's what they're like used to, like their taste.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
what I go with.
Yeah. And so I use canned green beans and, you know, all the other stuff. But the other stuff was kind of like fresh and raw. So it was pretty good. But
Yeah.
turned out really good. And then we played like a Thanksgiving, like Jeopardy.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you go to what's your name's house? Or
Yeah, Sierra and Andrews.
yeah, I couldn't make it because
They told me you were supposed to come, yeah.
Yeah. For one, he was in the hospital,
Mm.
and then 2, I was coming from Calexico.
Calexico?
Yeah, which is a
Never even
border.
heard of that.
It's a border city. On the other side of Mexicali. So if you go towards you know how like you take the 10 towards the Salton Sea, you take the 86.
Okay.
86 down to the border is Calexico.
That's for work.
Yep.
Yeah, for one
Way
job.
out there.
So I wasn't trying to go drive more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if it was a small distance, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, you just want to get home, man.
Yeah, I drove. It was like 393 miles that day.
Dude, you might as well be putting up like steel work or something if you're gonna be traveling, you know?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It was rough, but yeah, I was supposed to make it.
That is wild, dude.
Yeah. And
That's
I got-
pretty fun though.
Yeah. No, I heard it was a good time.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of like trivia cracks. So when we
What
did
was it? Last year
Jeopardy-
we went to Doug's, or the year before,
Last year.
and it was a non-meat Thanksgiving. We got there was no turkey.
No, there was turkey there.
No, that was the year before then. There was 1 year.
Oh,
was
no, I
no-
wasn't there.
Okay, you weren't there that year, but there was no turkey,
No nothing, no meat.
no meat. It was a
I would
special.
have left.
Yeah.
I would have came
I-
back, bro, with like some food. like,
I'm looking. I'm going. Where's the
Yeah.
turkey? They go. This is a blah 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 Thanksgiving. How they do it in Europe. I go. Okay. It was nothing but salads and
I
stuff
know they
like
did
that.
Thanksgiving in
All
other
kinds
countries.
of vegetables and stuff, but no meat.
I know they do Thanksgiving in Canada, for sure. But I don't know if other countries celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they do, but some of them.
It's like a different type of Thanksgiving.
I mean,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
like
is a
Indian,
good
you know?
idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like have the family over and just be blessed to, have everyone still
That's what's
alive.
for years for me before my parents died. We all got together, my aunts, uncles, cousins, every year. But once my dad and mom passed away, we just kind of separated. I don't even really talk to my cousins anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's always someone in the family that holds
Holds
the
everybody
family
Yeah, it's like
together.
the
Yeah.
matriarch or the patriarch.
Yeah, that was my mother.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know who that is in our family, but I still got everyone in my family, so that's the one thing I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's good.
excited about. But
Yeah, all my aunts and uncles. I got 2 uncles left out of both sides of the family. That's it. All my aunts and uncles.
Yeah.
Are died.
Well, one of them we don't even know if it's alive or not.
Yeah, and he lives in California.
And yeah, he lives in Garden Grove.
Yeah, he won't answer the telephone. And he was real close to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I go over his house at least twice a month for a week. But now he went into this depression like 5 years ago. He just sits in the dock. He opened the door once because Kyle was with me. He kind of cracked it open. He seen me. He goes, "Hey, Ken, don't want no visitors." And then Kyle, he perked up seeing Kyle. So then he opened the door, but he wouldn't open the
Yeah,
metal
he wouldn't
door.
let us in.
He wouldn't let us in.
really,
Yeah.
He's kind of an strange guy.
Yeah. Never got married. He's an artist. He went to school until he was like 74.
oh, that's the one you guys are telling me about. He
Yeah.
has like how many master degrees?
Oh, I don't know. I lost track.
He's at like 8 or 9.
No, more than that. Yeah,
Well,
maybe 8 or 9 masters.
Yeah,
I don't
masters. He is like over 20
Yeah.
bachelors.
Bachelors and stuff.
Probably equal or more than that associate's degrees.
Yeah.
He has a doctorate in a couple things.
Yeah.
Is how much debt is he in?
No doubt.
None.
No, he's a millionaire.
Yeah, he invested
His-
in Apple.
And his work paid for all his schooling.
Yeah, his work paid for all this because he worked at one of the.
Either Hughes or,
I want to say it was Hughes.
I think he started off at Hughes and then he ended up at the other.
It was like Langford
Yeah.
something. It was like private sector. He
Yeah.
was in the military
Just for a little bit.
and then he
Lived on the streets
became an engineer.
later on.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's our cue.
That's a key for a break.
All right, you guys, we're gonna take a quick 1-minute break. No, just kidding. 5-minute break, and when we come back, we'll just continue, talking it up.
yeah.
All right. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And I'm Ken Curry.
You listen to whatever works on KCA.
Walk around the neighborhood, feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Oh, swell. Here it comes again. It's the great man theory of history, trotted out periodically by plutocrats, patricians, royalists, and assorted other proponents of an elitist social order. They insist that great progress does not come from political movements, unions, and other grassroots forces, but from the genius and benevolence of individual daring-do capitalist innovators. In a declaration this month, for example, a group of laissez-faire land hucksters asserted that it was not labor's long, bloody struggle that advanced workers' rights, but industrial America's generous bosses. These befuddled revisionists of corporate history proclaim that, quote, unions did not create weekends, the 8-hour workday, or a living wage. No? Who then? Henry Ford did it in 1926, they say, adding emphatically that, quote, capitalism and competition creates higher wages and better working conditions. Excuse me, boss, but capitalism constantly tries to destroy any competitive market, and it thrives by holding down wages, repressing worker rights, and eliminating jobs. Forget the right wing's cartoonish portrayal of Henry the Great as a working-class savior. He was a Nazi-admiring, anti-Semitic industrial magnate. Contrary to the revisionists, unions did indeed create their own progress, having fought for wage and hour protections since the 1860s. They rallied popular support with this slogan, 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will. This is Jim Hightower saying, and here's an inconvenient fact that causes the hair of today's corporate mythmakers to burst into flames. It was not some genius capitalist who first established the 8-hour day as our national standard. It was government. President Ulysses Grant instituted it for all federal workers in 1869, half a century before Ford finally trailed behind. The Hightower Radio Lowdown is made possible by you subscribers to Jim Hightower's Lowdown on Substack. Find us at jimhightower.substack.com.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Hey, Southern California, you know what's going on. It's my new hit show, The Scene with Doreen, and I'm your host, Doreen Taylor. Join me every week as I chat with my celebrity friends from TV, movies, music, theater, sports, and everything in between. We explore the lives and careers of some of the entertainment industry's biggest names, with some fun surprises, too. Tune in to The Scene with Doreen Tuesdays at 7 a.m. on KCAA Radio, 1050 a.m.
In these trying times, many people are depressed and lost because the future of our society is up in the air. If you're turning to substance abuse because you are feeling there is no hope, we have a way for you to see the light. SAD, or Stop Abusing Drugs, is a nonprofit organization that will help you at no cost to you stop abusing drugs. Founded by Tony Navarchi, SAD will refer you to the top detox doctors in your area. SAD will pay every and any cost for you, including doctor visits, counseling, and medications. If you need help, SAD is there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you or a loved one needs help, or if you have a suggestion or idea for Tony, you can reach out to him by calling 844-493-3386. That's 844-493-3386. Or email Tony at tony@saddetox.com. That's Tony at saddetox.com.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA, 1050 AM, and Express 106.5 FM. I'm talking a little fast because we don't have that much time here on the radio.
Yeah, we're gonna squeeze 3 hours into 15 minutes.
Yes, this is the Joe Rogan podcast. No, I'm just kidding. No, we took a late 5-minute break, so we only got about 20 minutes left of the conversation. But we're just talking about curly hair. You know, our co-host Kyle, I was just telling him, I don't know if it's sad or not, but you know, he used to look so much different back in middle school, and I knew that for a fact.
Yeah.
Because when I like reunited with you, I was like, I don't remember you looking like this, you know? And I was telling Kyle, like, the middle school you that I remember no longer exists in my memory. Yeah. Not that like you don't exist in my memory, but like what you look like, what I can like.
Well, you heard it here, folks. No,
yeah, that happens a lot. Right before I moved out here, I joined the service. So for 2 years, I didn't see a lot of my friends. I got home and, man, they look so different. I was just so surprised within 2 years.
Within 2 years.
Yeah, some of them had big beards and long hair, halfway past their back. This is back in the, early 70s, late 60s. So it was craziness when I got back.
Yeah.
Yeah, when, I turned 25 this last September, and I didn't have this,
Yeah.
Now I'm growing it out.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it does look good, yeah.
Because I remember the first time I started growing, I don't want to be inappropriate on the air, but I'm going to do it anyways, Joe, so you can bleep me out.
Nope.
So, anyways, I think I was like 18 at the time. And my dad in a while.
He bleeped us.
He did.
And I haven't seen my dad in a while. I was like, the next time I see him, I want to have like facial hair and all this stuff. He's like, Dad, look at me,
Yeah.
And it's been a few years later, and all I had was like little hairs on my chin.
Look like a goat?
No, people said it looked like a hairy ball sack. That's what. That's what.
No way.
Yes, just like pubes on my chin, So I couldn't.
Oh, Joe's writing something down.
No, so I couldn't.
He's got to put that in this book.
Yeah, I couldn't have my dad see me like that, And
oh yeah, no, your dad would went into
you.
Yeah.
And so like every time I see him, like I'm always trying to have like some type of like facial hair. And the last time, like I for sure can get like a 5 o'clock shadow. He's like, son, you don't have facial hair. Like I was like, But now it's like, okay, now you can't deny, and I get to see him in April hopefully. So.
Out of all of us, my older brother Mike and my younger brother Jim, I'm the only one that could grow a full beard.
Really?
Yeah, we have patches.
Oh man.
I mean,
little things.
Grow out.
Oh really? Little whiskers?
Yeah, no whiskers, just patches. Look like weeds.
Wow.
I laugh at them. They get so mad at me.
Yeah. I mean, Timmy, he can grow patches.
Yeah.
JC, he can grow a pretty mean mustache.
He can.
But they can't grow, like a full thing. So yeah. I've been watching like beard videos and stuff.
Yeah. Kyle's grew pretty good.
Yeah.
But he really never shaved his. So if he shaved his a couple of times, it would come in thicker and more full.
Yeah. I can't imagine Kyle without a beard though.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
Like
So
2020.
keep the beard, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow my hair out, trying to grow the beard out. I'll cut my hair like Joe one of these days. I keep telling myself that. It reminds me of like the movie Fury with Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's a tanker. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I've always had short hair, at least on the sides. I was always clean cut, always shaved in the face. And then just recently, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let it all grow out and just see where I can go. Because, like, in my family, when I see my family, when I haven't seen them in a long time, they always say, like, oh, like, Sam hasn't changed at all. And I'm like, what? Like, last time you saw me, I was like 9 years old. What are you talking about? I haven't changed one bit,
Yeah.
Timmy, I mean, other than his hair, like, he hasn't changed. Like, his size didn't change. Like
his personality is the same, too.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
His muscles got toned.
Yeah.
They're not big, but his whole body's toned.
Well, he's been eating a little cleaner nowadays.
That's true.
So.
Yeah,
A little.
Oh,
Lot.
he used to be a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
Not anymore, huh?
No, I mean, I look in the refrigerator, there's goat milk. Who goat milk? Prune juice? What the?
There's like different types of salads in the
All
fridge.
kinds of weird salads. And then he blends them in the blender. And he goes, hey, try this. I said, I don't eat grass, man. I'm not a goat.
What do you guys find in the fridge? Like the kombucha, whatever, the little like Asian drink or something. Like he always does weird stuff.
Oh yeah, you're talking about kombucha.
Kombucha, yeah, that's the thing. And you know what's funny? I think it's because like Timmy. I can't speak for Timmy, but like I'm gonna speak for him. I don't think he read any books. Like,
he has.
Ever. Hold on, ever. And then the first book that he picks up was like this diet book.
Oh yeah, the plant.
And I think that just like transformed him. Now he's all about like no tomatoes. It has nicotine. It's like it's bad for you. Like none of this, none of that. I'm like, Timmy, you can eat, bro. You can eat every once in a while.
Really?
Like
he's very picky.
Yeah.
I thought I was picky.
No,
until I met Timmy.
Well, he also has an expensive taste buds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Likes that expensive sushi.
Yeah.
That's like $20 though.
A roll, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, my roll's like $8.95,
Yeah.
bro.
I go to Sam's Club, $4.89.
Yeah, I can
Who
grab
knows
a
if
bundle
it's
of these, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants like truffle like shavings on it. and
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, he took me out to eat it.
I tricked
couple
Timmy.
times.
I was like, Stater Brothers sells sushi. And it's cheap.
He does.
And I was like, he's like, okay. He's like, what's the quality like?
What's the quality
That's
like?
the first thing he asked.
They make it right there.
I was like, dude, they make it right in front of you.
Yeah.
I was like, next time, like, just come and store with me, and you'll see. He's like, oh, okay, this looks good. And he's looking at the price, and I could tell that his whole mood shifted.
The whole quality thing with the price doesn't match up, huh?
Rice
Yeah.
is rice. Salmon is salmon.
Right.
I was like, Timmy, just try it. Just try the California roll.
Yeah.
And
I
so
like
he
it.
and so he got the California roll, and I think as soon as he saw the price, he was like, and he's eating it. He's like, it tastes all right. I was like, Timmy, give it a chance, bro.
You know what you should have done? You should have bought Stater Brothers sushi, put it in a little thank you like Chinese bag, put it in like a styrofoam box. Be like, hey, I just got sushi. Like, have some.
I
try
bet
it.
you he would have loved it.
Yeah, he'd be like, wow, this is good. This is great.
Yeah, it's definitely in his
He's
head.
like, where'd you get this from? And then that's when you tell him, Stater Brothers. He'd be like,
In fact, that's the first time I had sushi was at Stater Brothers when I moved out here.
Uh-huh.
Because I said, no, I don't eat nothing raw. No, that's not for me. My boss kept telling, because he's a sushi crazy, that guy. And he drink that
Sake.
sake for lunch, come back plastic.
No, really?
Every day.
Wow.
So I said, no. Then one day I was at Stater Brothers, they had samples. I said, I'll try it.
Really? Because it's a sample?
Yeah, it was a sample. Well, not really. It was a nice, only reason why I did it is a nice looking lady. That's the only reason.
You like sushi?
Yeah, I do.
I like sushi too.
I like sushi too. Let me try some.
We have a lot in common, you know.
So did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then after that, but there's some I don't like.
Right.
And I don't like that green paste.
Oh, wasabi.
Okay, fun fact. You guys probably know this because Timmy probably told you guys. That's not even true, like, real wasabi.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard to get.
90% of wasabi is just, horseradish with, like, other mixes.
Yeah.
And if you guys go and try wasabi now, you will taste the horseradish. You'll be like, oh, man.
I don't
Dang
like
it, Sam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You know, Shiki in Redlands has wasabi.
Is that where they took you and me?
Yeah.
Timmy took me?
Yeah, they have
That
real
was
wasabi
good.
there.
really? I got to try it now because...
I had it, and I was like, oh, this is... Okay. I was
Really?
like, all right.
Man,
this is
man,
wasabi.
now I'm going to have to go try it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going to... I don't think I ever had Korean barbecue, but my buddy, he's going up north. He works on, like, ships and stuff, like commercial ships. And he's going back up north for, like, his schooling. And I called him. I was like, hey, I want to do, like, a going-away thing for you, you know. And my favorite place to eat is Gayukaku. It's a Japanese barbecue. You know, they give you raw meat and you cook it, like, on the grill.
Oh, where's it at?
Victoria Gardens.
Oh, okay.
My favorite place.
We went to a place like that in Moreno Valley, Riverside.
Yeah.
They wanted me to cook my own meat. I go, I ain't paying to cook my own meat.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was Marina Valley.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Well,
Kyle cooked my meat. I'm not going to a restaurant
Yeah, it was a Korean
paying
barbecue
all
place.
this money for me to cook.
well, my thing is like, for me, it's the experience. I like to cook. If you don't like to cook, don't go there.
Oh, I like
You know,
I like to cook, but I'm not going to go in a restaurant and pay $30 for me to cook.
Oh,
right, raw meat and everything.
Yeah.
That's
Don't-
like we went to Phoenix one time.
Oh, don't ever ask Dad
Don't
to
get me going about Phoenix pizza.
You gotta make your own pizza?
It's frozen.
No way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's this place called Papa Murphy's.
Oh
and
my God.
all they don't have any ovens there.
No ovens in a pizza place.
It's literally just freezers. They make the pizza,
Put
and
it on
they
the
put it in
frozen dough.
freezer. And this was like 10 at night. We saw it was still open.
Yeah.
Because we
I
just
wanted-
got there
we
late.
wanted pizza.
So we go there, and he handed me the pizza.
And I looked at it.
I was like,
Freak.
"Oh, Dad's gonna be pissed." So I take the pizza back to the car. I said, "This is what we paid for," and he's like,
You couldn't put on the air what I said.
Oh my god.
To this day, I'm still irritated.
I can tell. I feel your passion.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it coming out of you.
"Yeah." So we ate pizza at like 11:30 at night because we had to cook it, and it was like we had to cook it for longer than store bought
Because it was
so
frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even then, store bought frozen pizza, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like 30 minutes to cook, 30, 35.
And I was mumbling all that time.
And then I actually ended up putting it in for like another 15 minutes because it wasn't cooked.
No way.
And I was following the exact directions. I was like, it's not DiGiorno. So I figured it's like.
Not DiGiorno.
So it's like, it's got to be accurate. It's got to taste better. And the taste was slightly better than DiGiorno. Slightly.
Really?
Slightly.
Because DiGiorno's pretty good pizza.
And it was double the price.
Double the price.
I think we paid like 13 or 14 bucks for the
Oh my
for large
For a frozen pizza.
for frozen pizza.
I said, what do you want me to do, suck on it?
Yeah.
I'm making all this stuff. Time we get to my sister's house,
man.
it'll be defrosted.
That is crazy. I don't
Yes,
think
sir.
I would never do that. I would never go to a place.
And it was awkward because we got there at like 11.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, we need to use your oven. And she's like, why?
Because we ordered this pizza and it came out frozen.
And she's like, oh, you went to Papa Murphy's?
Yeah, and she goes, you should have went across the street. They open 24-hour pizza.
Yeah, there was like a.
It was like a
Domino's or
donut
something.
place for pizza.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was something
24
like that.
hours.
You know, Little Caesars doesn't really do the just ready for pickup now. It's like, oh, you gotta wait 15 minutes.
Mhm.
Like that's what like they were known for was like the speed. You just walk in, boom, buy a $5 pizza,
Too
and
many
then
people buying pizzas.
yeah. Well, not only that, but now it's no longer just pepperoni and cheese. Now it's like they have like their Supremes, they have this and that.
Yeah.
So now they do it by the order now.
got
I'm
2
like.
minutes?
I used to. That was the only reason why I went. Well, I actually kind of like Little Caesars, but some people complain
One of my
about it.
favorite.
Like the tomato sauce is too like acidic or something. Like
It can be.
Mom, still there.
Yeah.
she says that.
Yeah. But only the one on Dearborn. The one in your kite is different.
Really?
Yeah, I think the guys in Redlands are drunk.
Yeah. Well.
Well, they're
No
also.
taste.
Every Little Caesars you go to is like they're understaffed too.
always understand.
And the one in Mentone is the worst. If you order online, it give you pickup time. I know 18 minutes minimum after.
After?
Is when, like, between 18 and 20 minutes, I'll go and it's ready.
So when it says it's ready, that's when you take your time and get ready and then go pick it up.
Like, I could have gotten there, ordered the pizza, gotten it faster than I would have ordered online to wait for it to pick up.
Wow, that is crazy.
Oh, giving us a hint again.
Well, we only got about a minute left, you guys. So, anything you guys want to say before we take off?
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Next week we got what, 2 guests or just the one?
We have 2.
We have 2 guests. And the following week we have a friend of mine. His name is Ronan. I always thought that was a cool name. People are like, no, that's a dog's name. I was like, whatever. He'll be on the 15th.
Whatever.
So, stay tuned, guys. Until next week. Happy Sunday. Stay blessed. Stay happy. Stay healthy.
Yeah.
All right,
be
see
a
you next week.
better
Yep.
day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it.
Broadcasting more local radio programs than any other station in California. We are KCAA.
You've eaten lots of great food and not so great food at restaurants. Cowboy Burgers in Fontana and now in Arlington and Riverside will fast become one of your favorites with their delicious, mouth-watering burgers and breakfast burritos. Cowboy Burgers and Barbecue also serves fantastic smoked barbecue baby back ribs, tri-tip, chicken, pulled pork sandwiches, as well as lunch and dinner plates. Everything is made from scratch, including their delicious side dishes like coleslaw, potato salad, barbecue beans, and much, much more. Check out their rich, decadent chocolate brownies.
Hi, I'm food critic Alan Borgen, and you can dine in, take food out, or have them cater your next special event. I highly recommend Cowboy Burgers and Barbecue at their new location at 5573